Hello, I'm FLOA, and welcome to this brand new Let's Play. Today we're going to be playing Fire Emblem The Lonely Mirror, a hack, an FE8 hack made by Caladrius. And I figured, what better way to introduce a webcam than a hack about a mirror, you know? True quality right there. A quick note on the audio, I'm still working through things. I did move around my recording environment a little bit, just to, you know, accommodate for the camera. So, I'm still going to be messing with things a little bit. I hope you'll stick with me throughout. Anyway, I reached out to Caladrius, the other day and asked him if I could play his hack, and he graciously agreed. And he even went as far as to give me a pre-release version, so to speak, for me to play on my channel. This hack is in the final stages of production, so if you think this hack is cool, make sure to check it out. I'll leave a link in the description, and you can play it for yourself. The full version of the hack should release, I think he said within a few weeks, perhaps, but I don't know. I guess it'll be sometime soon. As you can see, though, I have already played a little bit of the game. Most unfortunately, my video recording was not superb on the first recording, on the first take, so I'm going to be redoing it. And as a result, you won't see my first impressions for this map, but you know, rest assured, you'll see my impressions for the rest of the maps to follow. Not restart. I'm going to press new game. Now, he did say not to play on maddening, just for the purpose of it not being great for the first playthrough. Probably great for a second playthrough. I really have to commend him for balancing 3 difficulties, because as someone who has had a hand in Fire Emblem hacking, it's not the easiest thing in the world to balance even 1 difficulty. So I really do have to give a commendation for, you know, doing this. But I'm going to be playing on hard. It seems like, you know, the best one to show off the game. And if you want a harder challenge later on, you can try out maddening. Myself, I'm going to be playing maddening in the background, so at the end of every episode, what I'm going to be doing is leaving my thoughts on the maddening equivalent of each map at the end of each episode. And throughout the episode, and especially during the end of the episode, I'm going to reflect on the maps, on the gameplay, and a little bit on the story, though story's not my strong suit, so take all my opinions with a grain of salt. I'm just some guy on the internet with an opinion, so if you want to try out the game for yourself, like I said, it'll be in the description. Make sure to check it out. It's a really fun game. At least in my opinion so far. I hope you'll check out the rest of the episodes and see how much fun it is. I'm going to be reading the story, so let's get into it. Deep in the meadows, a young prince will dream of the people he leads. Hundreds of flowers, as the story is told. Kingdom, oh kingdom of gold. I really like the CGs, by the way. I didn't comment on that quite yet, but these are completely custom CGs, and it's always really impressive to see custom artwork in any Fire Emblem hack, because it takes a lot of effort to make these sorts of things, even though it may not look like it. In the sky so far, a young girl will sing to reflections she sees. Lonely, oh lonely. She longs that she be in the same world as he. Between their 2 worlds, the young prince will hear a song of salvation. Rising, oh rising, a king will be born to deliver his nation. A vow of belonging the young girl bestows, totems of unity, bells of golden sand, a snow fractal harp, and drums of lands high. A flute of fertility and a lakeside horn to marry her world with his. Forgotten promise, a shattered reflection. She enchants the music to make the deserted and the humans one. Furthering solitude, Kingdom of Gold turns to dust. How unfortunate. Yeah, but really, these custom CGs are really nice. They're in the style of like paintings and stuff. So it like takes an extra level of artistic ability, in my opinion, to make that, you know, really, you know, shine in GBA sprite art. Deep in the meadows, a young girl regrets but looks on to hope. Champions arise, chosen from ashes to deliver the will of the king. The lonely girl watches as the story is told. Kingdom, oh kingdom of gold. I really like this intro. It was a really good intro the first time I read it, and it really didn't degrade any the second time. Father, will you read it to me again? Ah, yes, my dear, but you see, the sun is asleep, and it's time for the young girl to turn in for the night. Really good intro. Why now? Father, please be safe. Princess Leah, I figured I would find you here. This is your favorite spot in the castle, after all. Yes, Father used to read many books here, tell me many stories of adventure. I understand, milady. I simply wanted to make sure you were alright. Hearing that my home and Amatonia are no longer safe is difficult news to process. The Celeste army has broken our front line and are 3 days from our doorstep. We have heard no word from my father, but this is the last place I wanted to be before we left. Please just leave me for a moment, Catherine. Very well. I will go prepare your things. How sad. It's been some time. I should head back before I worry my mother. Catherine, is that you? And it is not Catherine, most unfortunately. What? How? Looks like today's our lucky day, boys. General Wyatt will reward us handsomely when we deliver the princess. This can't be. Our advance is supposed to buy us 3 days at minimum. Looks like your intelligence was wrong. Now be a good girl and come here if you know what's good for you. And the knights come to save us. Very good. Lady Leah, the Celeste forces have outmaneuvered our defense. Go now, you must flee the castle. But don't worry, the knights of the Southern Guard will hold them off for sure. Okay, but do promise me you'll be safe, or something. Do promise me you'll join us when you're done. That's what it was. Princess Leah, get back. Celeste forces have entered the castle. Mother, where is Queen Loretta? She has been able to make it out of the castle through the secret passage. You must make haste, milady. Escape while you can. No, I cannot abandon my country. Leave now, we can't hold out much. And then, the most unfortunate thing passes. Great Hall will become a battleground, milady. You must leave now. Are you the chivalrous knight? Now test your skill against mine. As I made note of when I played it the first time, this guy right here reminds me of Brigwet from Fire Emblem 8, the Chapter 1 boss. We have an interesting little cutscene here. His mustache is quite impeccable, if I must say. Looks like only you remain, girlie. This isn't happening. Surrender or die. Alrighty. I believe with that we step into the map. Oh, I do love a good game of cat and mouse. Commander Bartleby, the princess is trying to flee. Your order? If there's another way out of this castle, we will use her to find it. Then make her stop breathing. As you command, sir. I won't let them find the secret passage. Looks like I have no choice but to fight this time. Yep, and with that we step into the map for the first time. Oh boy. Okay, so excuse the loss of audio for a moment as I bring up the growth rates. I will be reading them off, as well as putting them on screen for you. This is Leah. She's apparently the Lord. The Princess Amatonia. She's pure, with strong conviction. Her growth rates are as follows: 70% HP, 40% power, 55% skill, 60% speed, 55% luck, 20% defense, and 40% resistance. Standard Erica Lords, as you'll come to see, at least with these starter units, they are, generally speaking, you know, pretty traditional class roles for the characters that you would see. You'd expect, you know, the characters to get these growths, these bases, these, you know, you'd expect them to be statted the way they are, and I'm quite appreciative of that because, generally speaking, it's nice to have, you know, an idea of what your units are capable of without even having to look at them. At least look at their stats every single time. One thing that I do want to make note of is her fire affinity here. I have a video coming out later on that is going to go deeper into supports and stuff, but fire affinity is one of my favorites for sure. If not my actual favorites. Now, I did have issues the first time with the RNG kind of getting me here. You do need to be a little bit careful. Also, I'm going to set my settings like this. I also like the gray backgrounds. Okay, apologies for the quick cut there. Anyway, I'm going to be standing here with the Slim Sword. Right, one thing I do want to make note of before I move too quickly, because I've already played a little bit of this, one thing I want to make note of is this, Slim Sword gives +3 speed. Now, Slim Swords have this issue where they're generally just inferior to Iron Swords. The 5 crit really doesn't do that much for them, but this edition, as you'll come to see in later videos, this really makes the Slim weapons very interesting. I think this is my favorite change I've ever seen to the Slim weapons. This really improves the gameplay, in my opinion. I hope to see similar changes later on, but I haven't really made it far enough to check with anything else. Princess Leah, Catherine, is that you? Why haven't you evacuated? Thank the stars you are unharmed. I wanted to ensure you made it out of the castle safely. Your words touch me, Catherine. Yet so many have died on my account today. We will win. Grant, you're here too? Princess, allow me to be your shield. With the weapons these guys brought, they will surely just sharpen my armor. I see no problem here. and if either of you hurt, I can fix you up right away. Or I can fix you right up. Catherine, Grant, you have my thanks. Okay, apologies for the quick cut there. I'm probably gonna have to make another one, so I'll see you on the flip side of that. Alright, sorry for the interruptions, I am back now. Leah did get a pretty nice crit against this fighter right here, and she actually managed to dodge the hit from the other one. I had an issue the first time that I played this map where, I don't know if the RNG is the same time on each run or anything. I don't think it should be, but it might be. Anyway, if I place her here, then attack, she will get hit, and she will die subsequently. So, as such, I'm only going to do... I'm going to move Catherine over here, because she's better used over here. But, for the meantime, I'm just going to let Leah attack with this. I did end up using some of my rapier uses the last time. Yeah, see, she got hit right there, so she would have died if I ran her around. And I placed her in range of the soldier. Plus, we have an answer to that soldier coming very soon. The only thing that I would say about Grant, honestly, this is kind of a good placement in a way, because this way you can't just immediately take Grant over here and take that archer out of the fight. The archer does, it does end up posing a threat, just because, even though it's an archer, and even though the bows still have 2 range in this hack, he does still end up posing a threat just because you can't immediately take him out of the fight by luring him away to the Armor Knight, which he would do, I think, 1, maybe he would do 3 damage on a hit, too. For now, Grant just goes down here, though. He's completely fine to be on his own. He's tanky. The archer also does go that way. That is consistent, it seems. Princess Leah, my eyes did not deceive me then. I saw you run this way. You're a soldier from the Western Guard. What is going on? The Western Guard has been wiped out, milady. We were ambushed from the sky. Pegasus Knight dropped many skilled soldiers behind our defensive. I am all who remain. Thank you, Sir Knight. Your efforts allowed my mother to escape the castle unharmed. Are you still able to fight? Yes, milady. My name is Virgil. I was the sub-commander of the Western Guard. It will be my honor to defend you with my life. Okay, I also didn't take the opportunity to talk about our 2 new units, but I will do that alongside our 3rd new unit, Virgil. First I'll start with Catherine, since she is Leah's friend, I guess. Perhaps retainer in a sense. Handmaid to Princess Leah, that's what she is, handmaid. She's devoted and insightful. So her growth rates are as follows: 45 HP, 50% power, 55% skill, 40% speed, 55% luck, 25% defense, and 40% resistance. So as I said, with Leah, you'll expect these units to be right about where you'd expect them to be for their classes. She has pretty high res, well, decently high res anyway, at least compared to anyone else we have right now. Her skill is a little bit high, higher than I would expect for a healer, but that's fine. She trades a little bit of speed for that. Not sure how I feel about that, but it should be okay because she has pretty high speed growth, or speed base, as you can see. 9 speed will prevent her from getting doubled by a lot of things in the early game. She also has a thunder affinity, and that would grant double crit if I were to give her the support with Leah. I will try to get some supports, though I don't know if I'll grind them that much. Guess we'll have to see how that goes. Next we'll move on to Grant. He is kind of your standard Armor Knight, an Armor Knight of Amatonia. He's boastful and defendable. Indeed, he is dependable. He has an 80% HP growth, 50% power, 55% skill, 20% speed, 25% luck, 60% defense, and 10% resistance. As you'd expect, once again, standard Armor Knight growths. I will say that this unit is actually... he kind of goes a step above, in a sense, a step beyond as an Armor Knight, because ordinarily your Armor Knight would be benched, but seeing as you don't really have that many units to start off with, you end up using Grant quite a lot, and that's actually pretty good design in my opinion. Being forced to use all of your units is, quite good. Obviously you want all of your units to be useful, at least until you get to the point where you have so many where you'll start benching some. But even if Grant does end up getting benched, which I don't know yet, because I still haven't gotten a whole lot of units at the point where I'm at, he has time to get levels, and that's something that you really can't say about other Armor Knights in this series, aside from maybe Oswin, who's kind of a powerhouse out the gate. Generally speaking, this is a good Armor Knight, and I am pretty happy to have an actually usable one. As for this guy, Leah can't really do much to him. She dies in 2 hits, actually, so I will be using Virgil to kind of step on him a little bit. I really like all of the palettes and all of the animations so far. I haven't really mentioned it because I've already, they're already ingrained in my mind as I've already played this part. But they all have really nice animations. Sprite work. Sprite work is a thing that I really appreciate. I don't know if I've already said that, I might have. I really appreciate sprite work in Fire Emblem GBA because it really takes a lot to get these things working and get them looking nice. So yeah, it's really nice that all of these characters are really like well designed. Especially Leah here. Leah's probably my favorite design so far. She looks really great. Virgil, is this a battle that we can win? Most of Celeste's forces attacking the castle have been defeated, so they shouldn't be expecting many reinforcements. Well, that is good. That is some good news. Once we defeat their commander, we can escape the castle. Yes, but we must make haste. Celeste's main forces must be close. Indeed. Oh, I didn't talk about Virgil yet, did I? Yeah, not yet. I'll do that on the next turn. I guess it's fitting because he joins a turn later anyway. Yeah, Virgil comes with the Steel Axe out the gate, which does weigh him down a little bit, but it is fine because none of these enemies would double him regardless, and the extra damage output is quite nice. As for an Axe Knight, an Axe Cavalier, pretty good class. There's really no... I really couldn't complain about a class such as this one. You really can't go wrong with an Axe Knight. The only thing, like, you'll see whenever I get to his stat screen, but he has a high enough constitution that he can actually rescue Grant here, and that's pretty useful because it allows Grant to stay in the fight. Although, I guess we'll see how that goes later on. As you can see here, here's Virgil, a Cavalier of Amatonia. He is a diligent knight, but easily stressed. Indeed he is, as you will come to see. He has an 80% HP growth, 55% power, 30% skill, 45% speed, 50% luck, 35% resistance, and 10% resistance, or 35% defense and 10% resistance. I like his wind affinity, though I don't really know who he supports with off the top of my head. I'll have to look into that later on. Like I said, though, supports aren't something I'm going to be super worried about. I'll try to get some just to see their conversations and whatnot, but I'm not going to like grind for supports, not immediately anyway, maybe later on once I have more characters and so I can parse like who I want to, you know, see who gets what bonuses more or less. As you can see though, Virgil is pretty good. He has 7% speed, or 7 speed base and 8 power base. Pretty good. He does struggle a little bit with skill. He does only have a 30% skill growth, but hopefully he'll be fine. I guess that's one way to balance out Axe Cavaliers because generally speaking, they're going to be your tankier Cavaliers. Like, he's almost on the level of Grant, but Grant really differentiates himself with a higher defense growth. That said, Virgil also did manage to get some pretty good defense for me. They both have pretty high HP at 80%, and also pretty decent HP base. I'm really hoping he hits here because... okay, good. Would have been unfortunate, but it wouldn't have been anything we couldn't handle. This first map here is, like... it's kind of a basic map to start off. I will say that the maps get a lot better. Up to the point where I've played, the maps get so much better. This first map here, it's not a disappointing map in any way, but the next maps really put this one, like, sort of in its place. Okay, I apologize for the cut once more. This isn't the norm, I just, you know, Christmas season, you know, things go on. Anyway, I'm gonna make Virgil stand here and Leah stand here. They will, you know, take on the enemies that they are suited to take on. I really like this design in this map. Allows for that to happen, and then it also shows off the strengths of Grant, who is able to pretty easily take on all of this without much worry. It does look like he took a little bit more damage than I was expecting him to, but he seems fine. I mean, he's Grant. He's not going to take much damage from the Axe Fighter, if I recall correctly. At least not to the point where it worries me, and he won't get doubled. Plus he dodges. Dodge tank. I like that he hits I like that he hits this fighter down into range of 2-shot. It really makes the guy less annoying. That's a good level up. It's a pretty standard level up for him though he did get lucky with luck, as you do. If she crits here, she's in real danger though, so I hope she doesn't. That is one thing that I have like a minor thing with is that if she crits, she puts herself into pretty bad situations, and the Slim Sword does start you off with a little bit of extra crits. But it makes up for it by introducing the speed, the Slim Lance speed mechanic, which is something that you may not notice if you didn't start off with one. So I really do appreciate that aspect of design. Let's see. How's this gonna go? Yeah, okay, so we're completely fine. Grant really doesn't have to worry about anything. I really like how he's set up here. I didn't mean to equip the Javelin on him, just so that he could do a little bit of chip damage to the guy right there. But at this point, I'm just going to leave the Iron Lance on him and let him do things that way. I haven't commented on this Knight animation or the Cavalier animation really in a meaningful way, so I'm going to talk about those briefly. I really like the animations in this game. I noticed that the Team Salvage, I believe is the name, that they're the team that made these animations, and they always look fantastic. Team Salvage does some of the best work out there when it comes to Fire Emblem animations. Really nothing to complain about. It's really a boon to the community whenever these things come out, and I'm really grateful for both the animations and the completed products in terms of the hacks that come from it all. Because you see a lot of hacks get abandoned, but you see a surprising number of new hacks getting completed, and that's always great. That gives us more Fire Emblem to play, and I think it's really nice. I mean, I'm really thankful to the creators of these hacks that create these things for us. Because a lot of the time these are just passion projects, and it's really, no wonder that these things get passed up. So it's really a special occasion when things get finished like this one. Well, this one's in its final stages of production, but it will be completed. There's no doubt in my mind. Caladrius has put a lot of work into this, as you can tell. Or as you will come to tell. The map design has really been fantastic so far, I have to say. I hope you'll stick around for that, for the next few episodes, or even play the game for yourself, just to experience the really, whenever I say good map design, I actually mean it. This game has really impressed me with the map design so far. Going to let Grant use up the Javelin a little bit here. You don't really need to conserve the Javelin that much in the early game, I found, but it's fine to not use it against soldiers and stuff like that, because the soldiers will just die to the Iron Lance anyway. I could have had him use the Javelin earlier, and then he would have, been able to help me with the boss sooner, but as you'll come to see, you don't really need his help with the boss all too much. Virgil is quite enough for the boss. Virgil and some help from Leah, of course. So you can fight. I will make sure this is your last. Yep. Virgil is quite a fun unit to use. I like his palette. I like the pink and the silver. I also like Grant's. Generally, he reminds me of Valbar in a way. I don't know if you know who Valbar is from FE2/15. But that is who I am reminded of. And then with your healer, don't be shy to spam away the heal staff in the early game, because you do get access to some pretty early on. So there's no real need to, be limited by your healer, being unable to do her job. I guess I'll just stand here on this for now. This is a defeat all enemies map. Oh, and do make sure to not knock him to half range on his, don't you know what I mean. He'll heal himself if he's knocked into half. So I'm going to let Virgil weaken him a little bit more, and then I'll give the kill to Leah. I mean, I guess Virgil could get it too. He probably uses the experience a little bit better. But of course, it doesn't hurt to have it doesn't hurt to have leveled up Lord, and Leah's growths are pretty good, 40% power, 60% speed. The level ups will really benefit her. Anyway, we'll let Grant mop up over here. As you can see, he didn't even need to use a Vulnerary. He's quite good. At least for an Armor Knight, as far as an Armor Knight goes. And he gets an Armor Knight level up too. You really know what you expect, you see what you get with these units, Yeah, not really much to say beyond that. You see what you get, and your units perform accordingly. Anyhow, Leah will wrap this up for us here, get the experience. This can't be, yeah, this is Brigwet's same death quote. You can tell that he's based off Brigwet, and I kind of appreciate that. I mean, I know Brigwet's just a whatever boss, a throwaway boss in a sense in FE8, but he's one that I rather enjoy for what he does. Princess Leia, are you unharmed? Physically, I am uninjured. Yes, you've been through a lot today. I'm afraid it is not over yet. While we have secured the Great Hall, we are fighting blind. Yes, I am well aware that we can't stay here. I have finished scouting the area. Any survivors? None. We have suffered heavy losses. If the hall is secure, then we can use the passage. Our destination is Fort Ramha. We will meet up with my mother and any survivors. Come. I can tell Lady Leia is hurting a lot right now. Yet she knows what needs to be done. She will make a fine leader someday. What say you, Virgil? She has her father's strength and her mother's grace. All we can do now is protect her. And indeed, all we can do is protect her. But, you know, maybe she doesn't need protecting as much as you'd expect. She's quite a formidable unit, and she does indeed contribute. As I said, this hack was made by Caladrius. So far, like, you can see I'm on Chapter 3, or I'm moving into Chapter 3, in my other save. And, I've had really a lot of fun with this hack so far. I hope you'll stick around for the following episodes. This has been, like, whenever I saw this hack, I knew that it was going to be something that I would enjoy playing, but it's really taken me by surprise even still. It's been a really fun ride so far. The following episodes will be the raw reactions, by the way. This is not like a norm. I just had a pretty bad take on the first recording, not gonna lie, so I just wanted to redo it, kind of represent the game better. Yeah, that's about it. I guess make sure to like the video. Make sure to grab the hack in the go to the description and grab the hack for yourself if you want to play it. Make sure to share around the video so more people see this pretty lovely hack. The first map, I will say, doesn't quite do justice to the following maps. The following maps really do shine, even using the so like, I guess I'll leave it to you to see. You gotta have some incentive to come back, right? So yeah, like I said, just make sure to subscribe. I'll be putting these videos out as long as I'm having fun, and so far I've been having an incredible time. So till next time, see you later.